G'day folks. Well, in this video I'm going to show you how I solve this C.O.M.B.O puzzle, and C.O.M.B.O stands for corner oriented Megaminx barrel ordinary. I've said in some other videos that I didn't think there was anything ordinary about it, but I guess he didn't want to call it the C.O.M.B.O, so he called it C.O.M.B.O. Now this is obviously its scrambled state. That piece is next to that. Let's turn that away. That looks better scrambled. And just a little bit of a warning, this video I guess is kind of for the purists, because it's going to be fairly long and I'm going to feel like sometimes, what is he doing? In terms of, it is quite an effort to think through what's going on here at every step of the way. There are a number of different types of edges, corners, even centers, and so as we work through this, just trust me, I do know what I'm doing. It may not look like it at some point in time, but you will see a beautiful barrel shape start to take place. This was made by Lucky Guy NT, who I believe is Russian, and he's got some great puzzles on the Twisty Puzzles forum. I was lucky enough to get this. See what I did there? I was lucky enough to get this, and well worth the money. It turns absolutely beautifully. I put some lube in it and it's just smooth as butter. Really, really good. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Bear with me, and I'm going to take you through how I solve it and how I thought through solving it when I first started. So the first thing I'm going to do is begin with this white face, try and get some of the white face done. And when I was looking around, there's the white center. For example, there's another center, and there's another one, and then there's an orange center like the white one, and there's a purple one like these pink ones, and then there's a blue one. So there are different kinds of centers, and I thought, well, what seems to be going on is that these three centers here, if I could rotate that, I can kind of see that they're flat, and that tells me that's going to be part of a flat section of the barrel. But it does mean that I am able to get the orientation of these pink centers correct as I start doing some edges between the white and the pink. And so as I do edges and corners, I'm actually thinking about orientation of the other centers as well, because otherwise I've got a lot to undo. There will be times when I place an edge and I say, I think that's right, I'm going to check it later on, and that's almost the only way you can do it. So the first thing, I might try and place this white pink edge that goes here and the white pink edge that goes here. So I'm looking for that sort of thing there, a white pink. So I would just turn this up initially, put it into its position, and just see firstly, I guess my first thing is it going to correctly orient to the pink center? So initially, let's turn it off and check. I'll turn it around like that. That looks good. So we'll put that in, but we can see that the white has not oriented, that center is not correct. So before I start, again, I'll turn this off, turn the white center, and this is so smooth that sometimes it turns more than you want. I'm just going to keep turning that white center around until the white pink matches with that white center. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay. So I've got one white pink edge in. I now know that this other white pink edge should go in here. So let's go ahead, turn that around and position it. And because the two centers are oriented, this should just go straight in with an up, up, down, down. Yep, and we'll see not only does it go in, but it's actually, everything is correctly oriented as well. Now having done that, I'm then going to do this edge between the white and the purple. And the purples are kind of the same sort of thing as these pinks, where they were flat. So I can make these purples flat as well. So all three of these purples I want to be oriented so that they form a flat surface, and I think they do now. Now the white piece that goes from here to here is not a white purple piece, because there are no white purple pieces. I think it's that one there. So I'm going to move this one around, turn it sort of to where it should be. It's got to go up to there, so it's a little bit reversed at the moment, so I'll just rotate it off, turn it around, and then see if I can get it. There we go, that's better. So once again I'll go up, up, down, down. That's pretty much what I'm doing the whole time through this solve, so it's nice and easy. Here we go. Those two are in, that third one is in, and I'm pretty sure that the white center is correctly oriented. Now, one of the things that I remembered after solving it a few times, I couldn't work out, and even as I say this now, I'm not actually sure that it matters in the end. But I couldn't work out, if I held it like this and I can see the Eiffel Tower, the other two white parts, should they go there or there? And from memory, I learnt that they should go on the left. And as I say, I'm not entirely convinced that that's true, that it actually matters, but I'm going to pretend that it does. So I've got three edges. I've got another edge that needs to go in here, and whether just by looking at it by sight or just eliminating the other edges, there's only one white edge left, and it's this white rectangle here. That's a corner, and that's part of a corner. So this white rectangle needs to go and sit in there. That looks really good for the white center. It looks not so good for the blue, so I'm going to try and orient the blue center as well. So I'll turn that off. I'll turn that right up to there, take it off, rotate the blue center, put it back on. Well, that's actually looking pretty good. So I'll turn that back around, and I think, hard to tell because of these massive corners that are in the way, but I think that has oriented the blue as well. Now, given the fact that there's no other white edges, it must mean that the edge over here is going to be an orange edge. So I've got to do the same thing and try and orient this orange center at the same time. So I've got to find the orange edge first. Oh my goodness, it's hidden. There it is. I'm going to have to take that out first of all. Keep the white edge that I've done sitting there. I'll turn it over to this side of the puzzle. Bring it up here. Now it's got to go into that position. So let's first of all see if it does turn nicely onto the white. That looks good. Again, not convinced about the orientation of the orange center, so I'll do the same thing. I'll bring this up, just turn it off and rotate the center and put it back. I think that might be it. Is it? Now I'm not so sure. I don't think it is. Turn that again, put it on. That's definitely not. That's looking better. Maybe that's it. Or is it? Nah, definitely not. I'm trying to get my finger in there to get those corners out of the way. There's only two options left, so I'll see if it's this one. Now, third time lucky, I'm going to go, that is definitely it. Nice and flat, and it's nice and flat on the white, and you can sort of see as I pan the camera over there that there's no real things sticking out, so I'm pretty sure that that's the correct orientation. Okay, so I've got the first 5 edges, the white cross if you like, not all of which is white. Now the next thing I want to do is place the 5 white corners, but I want to do actually 4. I'm going to leave this corner till the end. I'm going to place the other 4 corners that go there. Now the corners that go here are going to be these white petal shaped corners. So I'm going to bring that in sort of to where it needs to be. Now is where my orientation goes a bit haywire, because I was just thinking about edges lining up with centers, and now I've got to think that the corners do not line up with the centers. So if I try to turn that up there, you can see that that's actually fitting pretty nicely. So I'll do an up, up, down, down. And what that will achieve is put that corner into place and keep the edge where it was. I want to do the same thing with this other white corner. So I'll bring that around in the same fashion. There we go, and I should be able to go up, up, down, down. Okay, that's looking good. Again, now I can see that blue center, and I'm fairly sure that that is nice and flat and oriented correctly. Leaving that one, what's going on over here? I've got 2 corners that need to go in. Now they're not going to be white, so they should be, if I've done this correctly, and I think it must be because they've got the same corners have got to go with these rectangular edges, so they must be the orange versions of those corners. So here's one of them. Let's just turn, there's another one there as well, so they're both kind of opposite-ish. So can that one come up there? Yeah, that one is positioned to do that, so I think that'll be okay. So we'll turn that one up. Grab the other one, that's definitely opposite-ish, so I'll just kind of turn it round. so that it is facing the correct direction. Good, that's looking good. Right, and what we can see is that I've now got the 5 edges and the 4 corners and this blank corner here. I'm going to now pretend that that's my bottom face, so that white face is my bottom face. And I want to look around and start placing these lower equator edges. And the reason that I spent time getting the centers oriented is because now I know that they're oriented. Are they all oriented? They certainly should be. That I can go ahead and place the edges happily. I'm going to do this one last, and I'm going to use this to help place the other ones. So the first thing I might look for is if there is a blue-pink edge that goes in that slot. There's a blue-purple. So given the fact there's a blue-purple that's going to go there, there's not going to be a blue-pink. I reckon it'll just be a blue like that one. So let's, instead of bothering to get that out, let's put one of these in here. Now I think these pieces are specific to the position. So this one may go here and it may not. Now I don't want to just do a down, down, up, up because it'll knock out that one. So we'll get this other corner into place and we'll turn this down and see what that's looking like. Now as I turn that down, it does not match with that center. So I'm going to assume that's the wrong piece for this position. I'm going to grab the other one. I'm back to edges now, so I'm trying to line them up with my centers. Let's see how that one looks. Yeah, that's looking better. Down, down, up, up. Now just to see why I did that, you can see that that corner is still where it should be and the edge has been placed. If I turn around to here, what have I got? I've got a similar thing. This was a purple blue, so I'm now going to look. Now what's happened with that blue? Ooh. Now having put that in, I can see that that blue center does not actually look quite correct. Interesting. So I'm going to go and fix that up right now, and I've just got to think my way through this. Sometimes I do muck this up. So I think what I'll do is firstly see if I can take the whites right off. So I'm bringing it up to there, put them right over the back there so I can just turn them back on in a minute. Now I'll turn the blue up to there as well so I can rotate this blue center, put it back, see if that's any better. That does look better. Let's try that. Put the whites back on. Put this back in. Ah, wunderbar. Okay, so that center, I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but it was definitely jutting out a bit, and now I'm assured that that center has been correctly oriented. And that was exactly one of those ones that I said at the start, where I'd try and place it and then I'd have to check it later and fix it up. Okay, moving on to the purple orange. There should be a purple orange piece. There's one of them. Let's grab that one and see if this is the correct one here. Again, going to grab this corner that hasn't been done yet. Does that sit there? No, it doesn't. So we'll grab the other one, which is there. I can't just turn that around. Let me put this back so I don't confuse myself here. I'd like to get that to about there. That's what I want. Now I can do a down, down, up, up. And everything should be really nicely oriented, just like that. Okay, good. Next one is this orange one that goes up to the back of the pink center, so that must be just one of these orange, like this one here. That's just be an orange version of that, so it's just here. I'll turn that around, bring the edge, or the corner down, put the edge in. Now that's the one I want to leave to the end, and now I should be able to do this blue one, which I'm guessing is going to be this one here. Turn that around. Down, down, up, up. Oh, there we go. Looking really nice now. So those lower equator edges have been done. Now I do want to do the final edge here of the lower equator. And there should be 3 of the same sort of edges that are going in this pink slot. So my understanding, my recollection is that any of those edges will do. They're not specific to the position. So I'll bring that one down there, and I'll firstly put the edge in. Just turning the position up, putting the edge on. Now I want to get this corner in, the white purple. Very easy to see, which is one of the reasons I left it till the end. It's over here. I want to just bring that up to the top face. I'm not disturbing anything I've already done there. Okay. Where'd it go? There it is. Turn it round until it is above the position where it wants to go. Now, by the way, if that had not, now when I say above, I actually mean not only above, but also opposite. So I want the white's got to be down here and the pink's there, so I want that reversed like that. If that was not the case, I would just turn it up to the top face, turn it across, and turn it down like that. And you can see that it changes its orientation each time I do that. So I'll just undo what I just did. Align everything if I can do that. Is that better? Come on. Well, let me just keep going now. I shouldn't have showed what I was going to do. One more. Here we go. Okay, now that I've got it in that position, what I need to do to place it without displacing this one is to do 3 down, down, up, ups. There's one of them. 2. And the third one, we'll put it in and it'll be correctly oriented. And even just doing that, you can see how much better that looks, and you can start to see the shape of the barrel. So I always love this stage. So moving on, I'm now still thinking of this as the bottom face. I've got a lot of stuff oriented, which is good. That yellow is going to be the top, so not that far away, I guess. What I want to do next is place the 5 corners that sort of these, I don't know what you call them, lower equator corners or something. There's 5 corners that go in this position, and they can all just turn. They're not going to disturb anything we've done because they'll just sort of turn on those centers. So first corner that goes here is a little triangle, pink one, that'll be hidden somewhere, I think. There it is. Now that's sitting in the place of one of the others. So let's go move it up to the top, get this corner placed first. Doing it first because now I feel like I've achieved something. Now the other thing I want to do as I place that corner is check for orientation, and it has oriented correctly with that pink piece. You can see that that is forming a nice flat plane with these other 3 pieces, so that's good. That's the first one I want to do. Now this is where it confuses the heck out of me. I'm not trying to place that corner. When I place one of these, and I'll do this first so I can get my bearings, there's an edge and a corner, and then an edge and a corner, and that's the next corner that I'm trying to place. That's the one that will turn onto the lower portion there. I don't even know what type of corner that is. I am assuming it's one like this because there will be a rectangular edge between the blue and the red. So you can see that there's a blue corner there. There's another one up here on the top face. So let's try and turn that other one onto it first, and you can see that has slotted in really nicely there. The problem that I have is I don't know whether this red edge is oriented correctly. I'm going to kind of have to leave that until later. There's really no way I can tell that without, and I might even do this, what the heck, without placing the red rectangle between them first. So if I get the red rectangle there, I'm not happy with that on the blue. Which we reckon that might be. Let's put that down there, see if that's any better. No, I'm still not super happy with that, to be honest. But it might have to do. Maybe it is correct. Maybe I should just not even worry about this. Let's just not even worry about it and put that corner in, because I know that the corner is correct. I'll worry about the red center later. Alright, so now I've happened to knock that one out. That's all good, that's back in. So the lower corner, a bit higher, down to the lower one. That's the second one. I'll do that again, up and down. This will be the third one. This, I can definitely tell the correct orientation of this one because it's got to form that flat plane. Now the corner that goes in here, my goodness, what is it? I don't even know what it is. It's got to be some kind of blue corner. It's not an edge, so it's not a piece like this. It might actually be this one. I think it's that one. Maybe it's that one. Okay, so what I want to do is turn that corner down into its position. You can see that is not oriented correctly, so I'll bring it up to the top face, turn it across, move it down again. No, keep going. There we go. That is now correctly oriented. Now this time I do know that that purple center is not correctly oriented, so I might as well fix that now. It's got to be turned 1, 2 turns clockwise. So what I'm going to do is bring the corner up to the top, turn that corner off, and turn this center 1, 2 turns clockwise, put the corner back on like that, and turn it back down. Now that should have placed the corner and got this center oriented correctly. Moving on, that's 3 of them. Up to there, down to here is the next one I want to do. This also looks as though it's one of these things. So an orange, maybe an orange purple, maybe that one there. And again, I'll just turn that on. No, bring it up to the top. Turn it around and down again. Keep going until it's in. There we go. And once again, this one I can tell is not correctly oriented. That has to be turned how many? 2 turns clockwise. Bit of a pattern here. Turn that off. 1, 2. Turn it back on. Bring it down, and I should have nice orientation of those centers, and the corner should be in. Up to the next one, down to this one. This should be the 5th corner, and it is because I'm back to here. And this one, I don't know what this one is. Maybe it's a green, one of these things. I think it might be one of those green things like that. Okay, so the green corner is in there. The problem that I have is with this green center and the red center. They're the ones that I'm just not sure about. I don't think I will be sure until I start doing some edges there. So that's actually the bit that I'm at now. I've got to place the edges, and the edges that I want to place are the ones between these lower centers and the upper centers there. So this is not the yellow center on the top. This is, I guess, what I'd call the upper equator, or maybe middle equator edges. There's 10 of them. These might be the upper equator edges. So 10 of these things, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. Now let's do these 2 because they're really easy, and I'll show you. Or do I want to leave them? No, I'll do them. What the heck? I'll show you exactly how it's done, how I do it. Firstly, I've got to get one of the edges, so I'll get this pink edge initially, and I'm really hoping initially that they're on the top face because it's just easier to manipulate. I'm actually going to put both of these on the top. No, I'm not. I'm going to try to. No, I'm not, because I'm a bit worried about pushing that one out. So I'll just put one of them on there. Now, what I'm planning on doing is moving the position of the edge up to here, and then placing the edge with an up, up, down, down, or a down, down, up, up, something like that. Now, I've got this pink corner in position, and I do not want to disrupt that. So you'll also notice that I don't have the corners above them. Every time I went round, I did a lower one, and then I skipped this one and went to do the next lower one. So that one is useful to me. Now I can see that if I turn that up, that corner, if I do a down, down, up, up, is going to be involved, and I don't want that to happen. So I grab the yellow one, and I push the pink triangle corner out of the way and just use this yellow one. Now I can do my down, down, up, up. Having done that, I can bring the pink one back and turn it down. And what we'll see is that all the stuff that I've already done is still sitting there. So that corner is there, that edge has been placed. Clearly the orientation of this one was already correct, so I can just confirm that. That's what I'm essentially doing for every one of them. I might leave this one because it's stuck down here, and I'm going to try and do this one to get the red center correctly oriented. So the next, I'll work my way around here. The next edge looks as though it's going to be the edge going in here, and it's going to be some, is there a red pink edge that I can find? Yes, there is. There's one there. So we'll first of all assume that this is the correct edge for that position, because these edges are position specific. I'll get that red edge somewhere nearby. Now because I'm going up to the left, I actually want the edge over here, so that when I turn this up it does not affect that edge. So once again, I've got to think which way am I trying to do it. I'm trying to put it in so the pink part goes to the lower part here. So I'll turn that around, ready to go, and I want the pink to be there. That blue one is the correct one, and so I've got to use this green to push it out first of all. Now let's turn it up, across and down. Get the blue corner back and put it back in. Now at this point I know that the corner, the blue is correct. I can clearly see that the red pink firstly is the wrong red pink because it hasn't lined up with the pink, but also you can see that this is how I'm going to be able to tell whether my red center is correctly oriented. So it must be this red pink. So I'm just going to repeat that. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Going to get the red into position, move that up, push the corner out the way. Now I can see that when I turn it down it has to be correctly oriented here, so I know that that's fine. What I might do is just look at the red center and work that out at the same time. That is not going to work. In fact, I might even put it in. I've never ever decided on how I want to handle this. Yeah, which one was that? That one's been done. Here we go. Okay, you can see that that is in there, no problem, but it's not oriented correctly, or the center is not oriented correctly. Now I've got to think, what have I done? That edge and that corner, so they're the things that I want to protect. I want to turn this up to the top, just like I've done before. I want to take these off and turn this red center until it looks as though it might be good. That's not. No. Quite possibly. We'll just check the next one just to make sure. No, so it's the previous one there that I want. So we'll put that on. We'll now turn that back around into position, and what I should find is that the blue is still good. That is good with the edge, and I'm going to confirm, or with that center, I'm going to confirm that that red center is oriented correctly by placing the next edge here, which will be, won't be a red pink, it'll be something between the red and the blue. In fact, it's got a rectangle, I think, this red rectangle. So I should find that that is going to place correctly. So let's move the position up. Now, I thought that green pink was the one that was in. No, it wasn't. Okay. Move the position up, knock out the protected corner. What's going on here? Stuff's not aligned, that's all. Hang on. That should be there. That's better. Let's try that again. Here we go. Put in the red rectangle. Unknock out stuff, put it back in. Now I think, I just am never sure whether, I think that might be flipped. I'm really not sure, so I'm going to actually take it out. Yeah, I'm going to take that out and flip it, just in case it is actually flipped. So to flip it, firstly I'll take it out. Got to keep my wits about me because it's not very easy to see if it's flipped or not. And then I'll turn that up, put it on, turn it down. I'm not sure it's made that much difference, to be honest. Maybe it doesn't make any difference when it's flipped. And I've just realised why, and welcome to my embarrassment. It's not supposed to be red, it's supposed to be blue. Thank you. Yes, you're all pointing that out about 5 minutes ago. Okay, this time let's put in the blue rectangle, and I reckon that'll sit a whole lot better. Turn that off. Let's go blomp, 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 blomp. Turn that one back. Put it down. Oh, look at that. It magically sits perfectly. Okay, apologies for that. That's all part and parcel of this solve for me. Now, so what have I done? I've got that edge, that edge, that edge. I think now I'm going for this one here, which is this blue. I think it'll be a blue-purple. So let's find there's a blue-purple over here. If I can just get that one up. Now that's above one of these corners that I put, so I might leave that one and come back to it. And go around to this one, which will be one of these purple ones. That should be pretty easy to put in. So we will move, hang on, I'm going to go up this way. I got the larger end at the bottom, so I'll turn it up. Push out the corner, larger end at the bottom, so that's just going to be a down, down, up, up. Turn back the stuff that I've done. Yep, so that's the one I'm leaving, that one there. This one here will be the next one. That'll be nice and simple to do. It should be, anyway. Except here's the edge, so again I'll leave it and I'll try and put this one in, which will be, by the look of it, an orange-green, if I've got one of them floating around. Do I have one of them? Orange-green? Where did I get that from? Orange-purple. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. We'll try that one there. It's going up here, and the orange has got to be on the right when I place it. Now, which was the corner? That one. Okay, I think that's in. Bring that back around. Alright, I do know my colours. Now let's go back and do this one, which is up here, so we'll turn that one up, knock out the corner, and place this edge. Oh, I've placed it wrong, have I? No, I haven't. Just looks that way. Alrighty, good. Moving along, that one's done. The next one will be this one here, and this is where I start to be able to place or orient the green center as well. Now remember that I skipped this one before because it was sitting somewhere else, so I might go ahead now and place this pink one here. Just thinking if there's one of them that I normally need to keep, let's just place them all for now. Pink one's got to go down into that position, so we'll turn that up, knock out the corner, here we go, good, that's looking good. Now I've got these two sitting here, and I might as well actually leave these two because I'm gonna, that's what I was thinking about before, I'm gonna have to have, is it two of them at the end? Maybe not. No, it's not. I'm actually going to have to do them all. It's one of these. Okay, so this one here, the green, there's supposed to be a rectangle between the green and the orange, I feel, and also a green pink that's got to go there. So there's a green pink. Let's first of all just get that to the top face. Put that on the top face. Now this one is going up like that, and I know the pink's got to be here. So if I do that, we can attempt firstly. Now looking at that, it's not oriented with the green center, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong because the green center was something that I had not yet oriented. So I'm going to check whether it's correct with everything else. It is correct there, so it's the correct piece. And it does have this corner, so these two things are the things I need to protect. And now I've got to orient that green center in the same way that I oriented the other color before. I'm not going to say what color it is, so I'll probably get it wrong. So we'll turn that once, check it. No. No. Very possibly, in fact, I'm going to say yes. Okay, so that one is... Am I going to say yes, or am I going to say I think so? I'm going to say yes. All right. Now, you remember I started at these ones, so I've actually worked 1, 2, 3, 4. This was one that I skipped, blue, purple is that colour. That's now available, I think, to do. So I'm going to just put that up to the upper face and see if I can get that one in. And blue, purple, it's going to come up that way, and the blue's got to be on my left. Blue's on my left, so that means I've got to turn it up, across, and down. There we go. Bring that back there, put everything down. That's looking good. I keep working my way around. All the other edges were done except this green orange, which I obviously didn't have. In fact, that looks like it's the last one to do. So the green orange, is it a green orange? No, it's just going to be a green rectangle, which is over here. So let's go ahead and put that up to the top. And we'll put it in a position where it's ready. I have to be, I think, there. So we'll turn that up like that. Push out the correct triangle, or corner I should say, and then put it on. Return everything, and I should find, because I oriented the green earlier, that it all looks good, and it does certainly look good to me. I've got no problem with that at all. So where am I? What I've done at the moment is worked my way up from the white face, and if I just look around, I can see that I've got corner edge, I should have 5 of them. If that's in, that's just a fluke. There's the 5th one. So I've got these 5 corner edge pairs. Again, I want to do 4 of them. First, I'm going to place 4 of the corners. I don't know which one to leave. Let's leave this one. So I'm going to place this corner first. It needs to be the green petal. Going to move it around. You can see that it's going to go down there. So at this stage, all I need to do is basically put it in with a down, down, up, up, because I don't have the edge sitting above it yet. So that edge that was in there, I didn't have that done yet. So that's one of them. This is the next one, and this looks like this big chunky pink green. Now the pink green is not oriented correctly, so what I can do is, it's on the top face, but I can push it up and then turn it round like that, and that will change its orientation. So when I bring it back, that may be better. No, it's still not good, so I'll do exactly the same thing again. And I think this time it'll have to be perfect. Good. So again, I can now go, what can I do? Down, down, up, up. There we go, moving along. This one is some sort of pink. Is it the pink red? It looks like it is. I'll bring that one around, and looks like that'll be, it should turn. Well, it's not turning. There we go. Down, down, up, up. Boring myself saying that so much. And the 4th one here, the blue petal. So that blue petal is also oriented wrongly, so I'll just turn it up like that. Move it across and see if that's any better. That is better, so I can now go down, down, up, up. Now I deliberately left this one here, so what I want to do now is use this one to help me place these edges that under or above the corners that I just placed. So I want to make sure that I want to find an edge that's on the upper face that needs to go in. So for example, the green, is there a green? Yep, that green edge goes there. So I can put it above where it needs to go. It's going to go down, down, up, up. But first I want to grab this corner and put it underneath. down, down, up, up. The edge is in. I'm going to move that back and move that back, always being guided by the colours. If I get stuck, you can see that corner is still there and the edge has been placed. This edge here is a green, looks like it's going to be green-pink, which is sitting right there. So once again, I can grab the corner, can this time move it one turn, then two turns, then one turn underneath. That's in. Just look at the colours as to where it should go. Because everything's oriented now except for the yellow centre, I know that there's going to be no issues with that. The next one, a pink red, it's right above it, which is great. So now I can move that. Turn that around there. Put it underneath. What goes where? That goes around like that. There we go. And I think this will be my last one, red. I think it's just that red one there. Now this purple triangle has gone, it's placed itself, but I don't care about that yet, so I'm just going to take that out because I really want to place this red one here, so I can now use the corner that I don't care about. Put that in. And undo. Alrighty, now the only stuff left that has not been solved is all on this top face apart from those two pieces there. So we're not that far away from being home. So what I'd like to do now, because I know that everything is looking good and you can totally see the barrel shape of this thing, beautiful puzzle, is I want to start by placing the edges, the three edges that are on the top face. This one, and this one, first of all. So the edge that goes back here is a yellow edge, like, not that one, that one. Now when I turn it there, clearly that is completely flipped. So I want to bring that around, put it down into the middle part here. You can see that as long as I do down, down, up, ups, it doesn't affect anything here. And now I will be able to turn it up like that, and I'm going to turn it round. Now it's going to be okay orienting with that. The problem is with the yellow center. So this is where I get to correctly orient the yellow center while I'm doing this. I don't think that's right. I think that's right. Okay, so we'll turn that around and bring that down. So now I know that the yellow center should be correctly oriented. Next, I want to do, looks like the red rectangle is going to go there. So I can move that around and just down, down, up, up to flip it over to put it in its position. And turn it back. There we go. And the other one will be the yellow rectangle that will go there. Okay, so that's the back three, I guess. Now what that leaves me with is these last couple here. And the nature of this puzzle means there's some interesting stuff that can happen. And at the moment, what have I got? It looks like I've got two swapped edges, because this edge should be there. And I can kind of see that if I just turn it across, it lines up beautifully. And this edge should be there. I've got two swapped edges. Now, normally, what I would do on a puzzle like this is say, well, if I've got two swapped edges, it must mean that I've got to turn this upper face one turn and resolve. And I'm actually going to do that to show you why this puzzle is interesting. So I've turned the upper face one turn. I now want to put this one back here. So just as a setup again, I'll turn it one turn and undo that in a minute. Let me just, yeah, that's going. That finishes the move. I told you that I'd done the setup, so that's back. Next is the red that's got to go there, I think. Yep. And finally the yellow. Come on. Just trying to turn that one down like that. Now you can see that the edges are back, but the problem is this center has orientation, and so that red is totally out. Even worse, it hasn't really fixed the problem. The yellow purple edge here still doesn't look correct, and so that is not going to work. Let me quickly put these back. Okay, so they're all back, and I'm now left with the same situation, just with a couple of different edges. You can see this one is correctly in, and I've now got this swap, and clearly turning this upper face is not going to fix that. So I had to start thinking, why do I have a swap of two edges? And then it hit me, and this is one of the reasons I left this bit till last. It looks like I've got a swap of these two edges as well. So I must have two swaps, two sets of swaps. There's one of them, there's the other one. And so as I'm going to do this, what I'm doing first is basically going to say, well, I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these corners in order to get these edges swapped. But effectively I can use, instead of thinking of it as two swaps, I can think of it as a 3 cycle. And so I can go this to here, and this down to here. If I do that first of all, I'll think, well, that at the moment has got a flip. So let's use this one. Let's turn it up like that and think that now has to go to here. This one has to flip, and what's this one got to do? I think that's got to stay the same. So we're going to try 3 cycle like this. First of all, we'll do that and we'll turn it back down and see what we've got. Now, what we've got is those two in, and we've now got just a double, we've got a double flip. No, we've just got a single flipped edge. And again, another intriguing bit. This is fantastic. Single flipped edge, because it's not really a single flipped edge. This one's flipped, and let's say that one there is flipped. So now I'll turn this around and I'll flip both of those. And looks like that, and that's back in. They're all back in. All my edges are now in. I just have one little issue, which is this piece here. And I would actually like to correctly place it. Now, I'm going to think about how I'm going to do this, because I need that purple yellow to be going, oh, it's actually, no, it's the purple orange that I want. That one there, I need that purple orange to be going into this position here. Now, because of this, I'm not going to change any of the edges. I'm going to do the similar thing that I did near the beginning of this puzzle and place the purple orange above here so that it's exactly opposite this setting. Now that's not exactly opposite yet, so I'm going to have to turn it around so that the orange is on top before I start. How can I do that? Well, let's first of all, I think I can do something similar here. If I do that, like that, that's going to be better. Put that down now. It has knocked out some edges, but I'm going to fix them up in a minute once I get this corner done, because I know my edges are in correct 3 cycle now. Okay, so I'm now going to place this corner, and I'm just going to, what I'm actually going to do, if I do 3 up, up, down, downs, it is going to knock this one out, which I'm not super thrilled with. So let's have another bit of a think about this. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. Yep, I'm going to go get this one correctly done first. So 3 up, up, down, downs. And the final one here. And then I can move that back down. That has been fixed. Now this will definitely be out, like I said, but that's not such a big deal, because actually I hadn't even placed those corners yet at all anyway, so it didn't matter. What does matter is that I now place the edges back to where they should be. Now what I think is going to happen is that's going to go there. I need the red. I need the red to be around here. So what I'll do, turn it off. Turn it back like that. That red is in place. Get the yellow over here again. Okay, and that's another reason that I find this thing really intriguing, because you think you're near the end and then there's just these things that get thrown up, like a double swap of edges, a single flipped edge, and then I'll have to fix this, and now that has all been fixed, those three edges are correctly in. What have I got now? I've now got this single flipped edge again. This time I know how to fix it and it's not going to affect any of this. So I'm gonna flip this one with the red one. That would make sense. Let's do that. So I'll first take them both out of their 3 cycle, and then I'm going to put them back into their correct positions, which I think I've just done, but who knows. And then when I turn that back, lovely. All the edges are now done, and that just leaves me to do the corners. Now I think that corner is in. I'd like to get that corner in. It's the yellow corner there. So what I'm going to do is turn the corner to above where it should go. Now I've got to do up, up, down, downs, and I do have to use these pieces down the bottom. Turn that corner to where it should go, put it underneath, and now I want to just keep turning until it is in its correct orientation. And in fact, it's not the yellow corner at all, is it? It's the red corner. That's really smart. So let's keep doing that. Up, up, down, down. That'll actually put the red corner in. I think that's twice I've done something like that. There we go. The red corner's back. Yes, I know all of that is out, but it'll come back soon. That's done. That's done. I need this one, which is the red, which is sitting here, and I need this one, which is that yellow. So let's turn that one around and try and get the yellow in. There we go, the yellow's in. Next one is this red one, so I'll have to put that to the bottom first. Now I can turn its position around and turn that up. Okay, now that they're done, turn that back to where it is, and now I'm just going to keep doing up, up, down, downs until all these edges are back and all the corners at the bottom are back as well. Like that. So they're all back where they should be. Now, what have I got here? I've got, intrigue of intrigues, I've got 2 swapped corners by the look of it. And again, I have to think, what? How is that possible? And once again, what I'm thinking, I don't even think I've encountered this one before, but I'm guessing it must be these 2 corners here. So what that means is that I want to get this corner out, so put that down to the bottom, and I want to actually place it into this position. I don't think these corners are specific to their position. That looks pretty good. Then I can turn that back and place the other one into its position. Okay, that's done. Put them back. That looks really good. So it must have been that, and now I can keep turning up, up, down, downs as I did before until all these corners are back. Ooh, they're all back. The edges are back, and finally of finallys, what have I got now? A single twisted, I was going to say flipped, a single twisted corner. This thing just keeps on giving, this puzzle. Single twisted corner. How is that possible? Because actually that thing is twisted as well. I'm really glad all that happened, because pretty much everything that can happen just happened on a walkthrough. Fantastic. So to deal with this single twisted corner, I want to do something like this. I want to turn it around here and treat this as the upper face. So I'm going to turn this one in a minute. I want to rotate this corner, so I'm going to turn it around like that. So I want to go something like up, up, down, down, and do that twice. And we'll see that when I've done that, it is correctly oriented. Now I want to turn this other one across and undo those moves to put everything back. There we go, lovely. I can turn that back to where it should be, put it on the floor, and the corner oriented Megaminx barrel ordinary has been solved.